Hello, everybody. Today is Wednesday, June 28th, 2023, and you are listening to Midweek News on the Practical IT channel. This is episode number 31. Let's get started. First up, we've got a new release of Darktable. Version 4.4 has been released, and some new features include support for new cameras. Check the article for the full list. White balance presets for several new cameras. New noise profiles. The ability to define multiple automatically applied presets against a single processing module. Revamped default parameters for various modules. And other features that you can discover and read about in the article and on their website. CrowdSec 1.5 has been released. This is available for Linux, FreeBSD, OpenSense, Docker, and Windows. The novelty of this security package is that it can adapt based on what others have seen and how they have handled a potential attempt to access their system. If one machine blocks an IP address, it will get shared with the system at large. Jay over at Learn Linux TV has a recent video on this. Google may be readying a new Chromebook X. This might be Google's way of helping to distinguish between a base laptop and something a bit more premium. Some in the industry are already drawing parallels between the Chromebook X scheme and that employed by Intel with the Evo branding. Time will tell how this works out for Google. Saved from the grave. Camera review site DP Review finds a buyer and avoids a shutdown by Amazon. Covered in Midweek News in April of this year, Amazon was going to shut down the website that had been in operation for 25 years. The deal for Gear Patrol to acquire dpreview.com and, quote, its current editorial, tech, and business teams, unquote, closed on June 20th. Congrats to Gear Patrol and dpreview.com. Hopefully this will be a long and fruitful relationship. We've got an article covering the top 4 Google Docs replacements for Linux in 2023. Briefly, the list includes OnlyOffice Docs, CryptPad Collaboration Suite, Etherpad Collaboration Online Editor, and CurveNote. And the big news of the week that has caused a lot of grumbling in the open source world is that Red Hat has announced restrictions to its source code. Basically, if you don't have a subscription, you won't be able to access their code. While this doesn't immediately kill Elma and Rocky Linux, it is definitely going to have an impact on them over time. Jeff Geerling has already announced that he is no longer going to develop for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. It sure makes me glad that I've mainly used Debian-based systems for quite some time. And thankfully, if Canonical ever pulls a stunt like this with Ubuntu, at least the community has Mint and Debian to fall back on. We've got a bash cheat sheet from linuxstands.com. This is a handy sheet for beginners. It's also nice to have around if you're just having a brain fart on a command. There is a PDF version of this cheat sheet available. AMD claims their FPGA is ready to emulate your biggest chips. They have unveiled a new FPGA known as Versal on Tuesday of this week. They are bringing their chiplet technology to FPGAs. Hopefully they can get these to the market at a decent price with a support system around them. How to keep remote SSH sessions running after disconnection. This article details a few ways to achieve this feat, aimed mainly at Linux and other Unix-like operating systems. Unfortunately, at this time I know of no direct parallel available for Windows, but there are likely to be some popping up in the coming months and years now that Windows has the Open SSH stack available. And we've got a guide to the opt directory in Linux, although they should not have capitalized the O in opt. Little nitpick. So basically, if you've ever wanted to know what the opt directory was for, this is a great, concise guide for you, and it should give you that information. And finally, we've got DynFi Firewall. DynFi is a fork of OpenSense, which was a fork of pfSense, which was a fork of MonoWall. The DynFi company can provide support for DynFi, OpenSense, and pfSense. The one potential issue for us here in the States is that DynFi is a French company, and so there may exist a little bit of a language barrier. Although their website is mostly in English, the videos that they have on their website are in fact in French. Willie Howe has covered an overview on this firewall, and it definitely looks interesting. The user interface is refined, shall we say, from what we've seen in pfSense and OpenSense. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. It's at version 3.0 currently, and that releases from the 16th of June. And that, my friends, will bring us to the end of another midweek news video. If you like the video, please do what you need to do down below. If you know somebody that would find some of this information useful, please share the video. The links are always in the description. And if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. Doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps the channel and keeps these videos coming out week after week. And on that note, thank you for watching or listening, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.